Have you ever wondered what it looks like to live with a PhD student? Maybe you do live with a PhD student and want to know if what you're experiencing is as bad as what everyone experiences. So today is going to show you what it looks like to live with me, because I will be giving the camera to Ben and he's going to be filming today's PhD vlog from his perspective, so what it looks like to live with me. Obviously Marcel is going to be heavily involved as well.
Alright, hi people. I'm a bit of a novice at this, so bear with me if I do some terrible recording. Right now there's plenty of noise over there with the construction, but this is what it's going to be like today. When Emma's not around, this is what I need to do, I guess, especially on a Saturday. She's in the library working hard, and on the plus side it gives me a bit of free time to do things I want to do sometimes, such as watch football. Yeah, mainly just watch football. But anyway, so Marcel and I are out for our walk. Here he is. Marcel, good boy, good boy. And we're off to do the food shopping at the local markets. Obviously with Emma at the library, the food shopping and things like that sort of falls on my shoulders almost every week, which is kind of irritating, but it's not the end of the world, and I try and get it done as quickly as I possibly can. I don't often take Marcel because sometimes he isn't perfect in the fruit shop eating. So this here is the bread peddler. This is where we get our breakfast from, and I'm going to try and get Emma a hot cross bun today to surprise her. She loves them. Got them! I better get some brownie points for this. They look good. I'm tempted to eat them now. Here's Marcel. Hey buddy. This is the fruit shop where I do shopping, and the produce is amazing. Hi guys, it's about midday now, and I've done the shopping. I've been to Tesco, fruit and veg. These guys had a walk, haven't you buddy? Hello, thank you, thank you. And we're about to head in to see Emma in the library with the surprise hot cross bun. Hopefully that cheers her up if she's not having a good day. We'll see when we get there. The morning got away from me, as it does almost every Saturday, because I do chores and I do food shopping every Saturday. And then halfway through that morning I sit down on the couch with Marcel to read what's happening in BBC Sport and football. I bet it'll be evening before I know it too, and then Emma will be home again tonight. I've got to sort out dinner tonight, which I need to get on to later. But we're going to go in and surprise Emma with some hot cross buns. Marcel and I are now at ICS, which is now behind me, that big looking building. And we're waiting for Emma. Boy, stay. There she is. There she is.
Hello, little bit.
There she is.
Hello. It's okay. There, it's okay.
Ah, husband points.
Hi, so we've just got off the bus from the journey home from meeting Emma, and I think she really enjoyed the visit, to be honest. She was very happy. This is the dog shop where Marcel has a good time. Leo. You love saying hello?
All done!
Hi again. It's the afternoon. It's a bit after 5 o'clock, and I've spent the afternoon watching some football with Marcel on my lap. Now I'm going to drag myself off to the kitchen to do the cooking, because as with every Saturday, Emma is at the library and I'm in charge of dinner. Woo! I'm making lasagna. Yeah, so I thought I might spend a few minutes talking about things that I didn't expect when I decided to support Emma to do her PhD. So a few things that I was unaware of. I was not fully aware of this non-9 to 5 hours. Not that my job's 9 to 5 itself, but I was a bit surprised at how many days she works beyond those hours. Also, she does, and this is a good thing for her, but there's more than I thought. She does like a lot of extracurricular stuff for her department and her university, which is like good for her in terms of her experience and things like that. But I didn't quite realize how many events there would be: conferences, student open days, just about any sorts of things, drinks, departmental drinks and departmental meetings, and all and whatnot. Like, there's a lot of things that go on. Also, I'm not sure I'm going to describe this quite accurately, but there's definitely a sense that I sometimes just can't help Emma. My knowledge of her topics is not wonderful. When she's working through her work and she's telling me she can't get through it, I really can't do anything about it. The only thing I can really do is offer her tea, and it's a bit embarrassing. So if you are somebody who is going to be the other half to somebody who's doing a PhD, I suggest you have a good stock of tea. That might help when they cannot do anything and that's all you can offer. I do find things like hot cross buns and little bits and pieces like that can help, but it's not guaranteed. There have been numerous times where it has backfired greatly, where I've offered Emma a bit of chocolate, and then I have shortly later been on the back end of a torrent of tempered language that I shouldn't have given her chocolate because it's bad for her. Sometimes when she's working, I say to her, "Do you want to print it?" and I'll proofread it, and she's like, "No, it's not ready. You know, I don't want anyone to read it because it's not ready yet, and it's not good enough for proofreading." And at that point, I usually just back off. There's a few quirky things she does, and I don't know if she's done them always or I've just noticed them more during her PhD, or since she started her PhD. But definitely in the last 2 years, I've noticed that Emma is very careful and precise with her emails. Every sentence she types is probably rewritten once before she continues to the next sentence. So she'll write a sentence, read it, change it, read it again, and then start the next sentence. And I know that sometimes even the shortest of emails will take quite a few minutes for her to confirm that it's definitely what she wants it to say, which is quite funny, I find, because I think she thinks people read into her emails more than they do, and I'd like to know if you know people who do that, or if you do that yourself, but I definitely don't do that. When she's in the zone working, I can often ask her a question and she doesn't reply, or more funnily, she does reply and then she doesn't really know that she's replied. So if I ask her again a few minutes later, she won't have any recollection that she's been talking to me. More recently, in the last year or so, particularly as her PhD has become more stressful, Emma has done a lot of sleep talking. Nothing sensical, but I definitely know that this didn't happen prior to her PhD. I find this is probably one of the hard things, I think. If you're somebody who does support somebody doing a PhD, I find that if Emma wanted to go into the library, for example, on a Saturday, and she was sort of half committed, this is a fine balancing act for the supporting partner, because one, the supporting partner is just thinking, I'm thinking maybe she shouldn't go into the library because her head's just clearly not in it. Maybe she should just have the day off, and then maybe try again studying on a Sunday. And then the other half of me is thinking, well, maybe, even if she's not in the best mood, maybe she should just go into the library and work, because that's probably better off than being at home trying to work. It's a really fine balancing act, interpreting what is the right scenario, and even if you had a foolproof formula to figuring out which one's the best answer, I'm sure that it would be wrong. Yeah, because sometimes Emma's been tempted to stay home and not go into the library on a Saturday in the past, and then at about 4 o'clock or so in the afternoon on a Saturday, when she hasn't gone in, she regrets it, and as her partner who helped her sort of come to that decision of staying home and not going to the library, you feel incredibly responsible for that action, and you definitely feel like as if you've let them down with them trying to pursue what they're trying to do. That's definitely something that you need to be aware of, is that every time that your partner feels down about their work and how they're working, sometimes it's easy to reflect on how you've influenced them, but I think that isn't necessarily, the right way to think about it, to be honest. You've got to support them, and if you think that they're overworked and they need a day off, then I think that's a fine opinion to come to, and they might not appreciate it on that day because they didn't do any work, but hopefully they do appreciate it in the later week when they can do work on the Monday or the Tuesday because they haven't overworked themselves. I think that's enough from me. I'll speak to you a bit later. Ciao for now. Bye. She's back, and she'll have control of the camera tomorrow.
Yay.
So this will be the end of, not the end of me, but the end of me on the vlog.
Not.
And you'll be listening to Emma's voice again tomorrow.
Yeah. I haven't seen what Ben's filmed yet, but if you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments below, and maybe we can do another day from his perspective later this month.
Sure, no worries. I'll need to think of some things to talk about though.
Okay.
I've had a long rant.
Oh, shit.
Alright, see you later.
Okay, I just want to add something as well. On my, I think it was my 4th vlog, I talked about surviving a bad research day and a production called Missing by Gecko, which was on at Battersea Arts Centre. And in that vlog, I said that Battersea Arts Centre was one of my favourite venues in London. On Friday afternoon, there was a big fire in Battersea Arts Centre, and half of the building burnt down. I'm not going to use this vlog for kind of announcing a lot of causes and things like that, but given that I have already said how much this theatre means to me, I wanted to mention this and link to the website where you can give a donation to help them in their rebuild. For the kind of theatre that I write about, Battersea Arts Centre is the most important venue in London. It's such an important space for experimental, innovative theatre, and they've got a very, very steep road ahead to rebuild their theatre. And any donation, £5 or anything, I'm sure will be very, very much appreciated. So if you like what I'm researching and writing about and want to have the opportunity to see more productions like that in London, please think about donating some money. The link is below. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.